Hi friends, this is Atul with Sai. So, uh, so I have created one web application using React Vite frontend. So for this application, I use ASP.NET Core Web API, and the database I use MSSQL Server. So today I will just show you the code. So like how we can implement that React application. Okay, so now this my React folder application name is my society app 7. Under that we have some launch.json. So whenever you are going to launch this application, on this time I said that Microsoft Edge, so this application is running in Microsoft Edge. So like this you can add more for Chrome, Safari browser, like that you can add this in the JSON format. So next one is the first thing I will show you under that src. So you can see we have that main.txs file, TypeScript file. So in this we have added that strict mode and we use that app roots. So this main method is calling that app roots. So our app root is in this location. Okay, so routes/app roots. Now here you can see we have app routes. So under these app routes so we have imported, so this is our default model. So we have default library, this React router DOM. So from this we import that browser router, routes and route. Okay, and we have created these pages: dashboard, login, layout, user edit. So we also added this, we are also import these pages, and we have created some methods or variable here, that page, so that we can we can call this variable or method directly in our HTML. So here we have app routes method. Under that our app routes method we are returning the browser router. Under that browser router we have added the routes, and our startup path is login page. So for that we use route path/element login. So whenever we are running this React application, that login page will be displayed. And we have master layout pages layout. So I will show you that in this component. So you can see we have a layout page. So this is our master, and under that we have added that slide bar. So you can see this is the sidebar. We are called this slide bar. Here we have nav bar, and we have that outlet, and we have some CSS, internal CSS, inline CSS we have. Okay, so now again I am going to the route.config, and we have registered other pages. So it's mandatory to register our pages in this app routes. If you have created any new pages and you forget to add in this route part, and you are trying to access that page from the browser, that browser will throwing error like that, this 404 page not found or something error you are getting. Okay, so and we also created that protected route. So I will show you this. So I'm going to run that application. Okay, so I will show you why this protected route is used or is helpful. npm run dev. Okay, so now our application is running, and our local port listening in this local host. Okay, so you can see this login page is loaded because we have added that login page, startup login page, in this route path. So that's reason it's showing that first page. So we have some emails. We have to these parameters: payloads, email address and password, and login button. And we have added this society login image. We have default React Vite logo here. So here we already have that things in our project. Okay. So now I'm going to log in this. So before login I will show you that how we can consume that API, login API, because this is only front-end application, React application. In this application we consume our API, so that our API is developed in ASP.NET Core Web API 9.0. so here you can see, here we have configured our API URL, okay, https my society 7 React. So I will show you that in the browser also. So currently I deployed in this location, okay, my society run ASP.NET. so I deployed that ASP.NET Web API in this URL. So you can see we have all that methods like error logs and flat guest, add guest, delete guest, incidents, my society chatbot, parking, payment, maintenance payment, society users, token generation, all we have implemented in this our ASP.NET Core Web API. So now here you can see we use that Axios framework. This is the default framework, so we imported this Axios framework. Under that framework, here you can see we are getting the email and password from user. We are getting input from user, your email and password. So based on that we are generating the token. So here you can see we have passed this API URL / token. So same this we already have in our Swagger in our API. See API / token. Okay, so here first thing we are generating the token. Okay, if that username and password is found in the database, so we are getting token from this API. Once that API, once we got the token, then we are passing that token in the next API. Okay, so we have this get user details method. We have implemented this. Under that we are passing the 3 parameters. Okay, so one is token, one is email and one is password. So we use these 3 parameters and we have this get user society user get login API in our society web APIs. Okay, so for this you can see we are passing these 3 parameters and one is authorization bearer token. So we are passing. So without this bearer token, user cannot access our application because we have implemented JWT token functionality in our ASP.NET Web API. So you can see here that lock icon. So you need that parameters. So for example, now I am going to execute this. So I will get invalid user or something, invalid credential or user not found. Now I am trying to fetch any other method without token. Okay, so try out and I am just directly click here. So I am getting 401 error because this is required a JWT token authentication. So you can see response status 401 and what error we are getting. We are getting error. Actually currently I disable that errors. Okay, so that's the reason here is showing only that mini profiler errors. Okay, but you can see this error is mean unauthorized access or unauthorized user. 401 is for that. Okay, so here we are passing the token. Once that token is validated, then it will respond or it will get all the user details, not all user details, only that email address and password base we are getting that result. Okay, so now I'm going here and now I am trying to log in with shivam7@gmail.com and password is this. Okay, and click on login button. So now you can see here, so we got the details, we got user details. Okay, so we got email ID, then how many guests visit, how many incidents assigned to me, then own reconcile. So user paid this much amount of society maintenance. So this is overall society maintenance. So own failed transaction, if if user uploading that fraud like AI generated phone pay or Google Pay screenshot, on that time our application or that admin will verify if that found that receipt is fraud. On that case, admin or super admin can reject that payment. So that's reason here is showing own failed and overall failed. Okay, so there is multiple cases. So we have that dashboard page. Okay, so our login functionality is completed. Now next we have dashboard page. Okay, before that we have these cards. Okay, so you can see we have created these cards. Okay, there is total 6 cards. So that same we have created one card.tsx files. Under that we use default library React. We have created interface. For this we require the title, values, extra in the sense we need some we are going to add some conditions. Okay, for that we use that extra, then color and icon. So here you can see we are passing that icon. We have created one method here, same name like that page name, React. Then we have added card properties. So card property in the sense we have added this interface. Under that interface we require this title, value, extra, color and icon, and we are returning this HTML with the dynamic value. So now same, I'm going to the pages section. Under that pages section you can see we have imported that card here, import card from components card. So under this we are binding here. So you can see under that dashboard cards. Okay, under that dashboard cards we have added title. So here is the title, guest visitor. Like this you can see here, guest visitor. Okay, then we are adding the value, guest visitor value. If there is no value, then by default it's returning 0. If there is value in this model, this property, then it will show here like 6. Like that we have added this other incidents, count, on reconcile and overall. And one more thing, we have also added this format currency. You can see this currency is showing like Indian INR format currency. Okay, so we have implemented this. So for this we have implemented this in the common section. We have created this common. So you can see here in that, under that common we have created this common format currency. Okay, and same thing we have. So we use the tag, that card tag, and under that card tag we are passing the key index. We are mapping that all data for this dashboard cards dot map. So we are mapping here, and in this extra button you can see if there is record count greater than 0, then only view button will be displayed, otherwise there is no view button, and that message is showing is like no data available. So currently we have greater than 0 values here. So that's reason it's showing view details. If there is no guest visitor or there is no incident count, then this view details button is automatically disabled. Okay, so user cannot see that view details button. Okay, so like that we have implemented these dashboard pages. Okay, so now the next page is user page. So this is a normal user, so you can see the role is normal user. So this user cannot modify the other user details. Okay, so this user only can edit their own data, own details, like changing the phone number, email ID. Okay, so here you can see we have 2 buttons in action buttons, one is delete and one is edit. So user can update the data from here. So you can see. Okay, so like this we have this guest details also. Okay, so user also edit this guest detail, but only the status. Okay, so currently I am working on that edit functionality. That edit functionality is still going on. So once that is completed, I will show you that also. So how we can implemented that edit and delete functionality. So like this we have this flat edit. So same thing, we are using that Axios framework, and we are returning some data like this. So we have this flat edit. Okay, so I will show you in that users. In this users, you can see we have added the table. Okay, we have added the table. We have this confirm box, handle edit button. So if user is confirmed, then it will redirect it to the, it will navigate to the user edit, and we are passing this GID. Okay, we are passing this GID. So you can see in user edit. Okay, so here you can see user edit. Under this user edit, we use the user params, use params. Okay, so we are reading that parameters here. We use that ID parameter. Okay, if that user ID having some data, then only it will returning the this HTML with the details like username, user email, user mobile number, like this. Okay, and we have created this user image. We have created one page component, TXS page. We have added this loader. So you can see on load that set loadings, on error, set loadings false, false, true, and user state. So we have added this for this user loading. So I will show you that admin login also. Okay, okay, now here you can see that user is loading, so that we use that page we use. Okay, this user image page we use for that. So you can see guest visitor. So Atul is super admin developer and admin role. So that's reason I am able to see that overall guest visitors, overall incidence count, overall reconcile, and we don't have that amount because we are not paying, that super admin is not paying any amount. Okay, so that's reason here is showing that no data available and overall failed. Okay, so this admin or super admin can see. So you can see I can see all the user list here. Earlier I showed you that only user can view or modify their own records only, but I am super admin, that's reason I can see that all the details, all the user details. Okay, so you can see that loader is showing. And the one best part is like I can search anything here. Okay, so based on mobile number I can see mobile number, then based on the name I can see, we can search easily, we can filter out the data. Okay, then same we have all the guest list. We can also modify this guest list, we can update this guest list, delete guest list, then we can adding a new flat member. So currently you can see we have this number of guests, so we can assign this flat to the any flat number. So like this I have implemented this React application. So only 15 or 20% is completed. So in the phase 2 I'm going to implement it some guest edit, user edit, parking QR code generation, and then database driven AI chatbot. So user, if any society member is facing any challenge or facing any issue, so they can directly chat with AI. So AI will help to whom to connect, and then they are providing some contact details. So all our chatbot is responsible, so there is no human interaction needed there. So our chatbot will take care for that. So so this is my React application. So once that other functionality is implemented, then we'll create part 2 of this video. So guys, thank you for